Switching gears completely. Well, not completely. We're still doing a fighting game movie, but it's a good one. Good being subjective, of course. This is not the Casablanca of fighting game movies. Although I will say this was the gold standard for video game movies for a long time. Hell, it might even still be. I'm trying to think of a live action video game movie that was like the first Resident Evil wasn't terrible. Silent Hill is a good one. Of course, any sequel to those two is god awful. Um, God, I might have to do a Silent Hill and Silent Hill Revelations. um, because wait, this is Mortal Kombat. This came out a year after um, Street Fighter the movie. It also already had two games under its belt. This actually came out like way after Mortal Kombat 2 came out, and before Mortal Kombat 3 actually came out. And unlike Street Fighter, Ed Boon and John Tobias had a ton of lore to draw from. So it wasn't as nebulous. It wasn't building an action movie and just throwing your Street Fighter characters at it like Street Fighter was. This one is a movie version of the game. So rather than um, fitting the characters into their scenario and not being afraid to commit to the source material, Mortal Kombat just fucking plows right into it. It leads heavily in from the opening frame, because that theme music was huge. If you were alive in '91 when I think it was '91, it was in '91 or '92 when Mortal Kombat came out on the consoles, the Genesis and the SNES. That fucking Mortal Kombat commercial and that song were everywhere. It was huge. So opening up the movie to that theme was, you just knew, okay, these guys are at least fans. They know what they're doing. We'll get into how successful it is or isn't, but it's not terrible. And there's fighting. There's only a little bit of guns in the beginning, and then they go to a mystical island, but there's no guns. It's glorious. It really is. So without further ado, oh Christ, I gotta do this too. I'm sorry. I'm not showing the movie. If you're thinking this is going to be me showing the movie and commenting on it, I am not. There's a time code. You can watch your own version of the movie, sync it up, watch along. I am not going to show the movie. We're getting that out of the way because these get a lot of clicks, but only a few people actually watch along. And I get thumbs downs on them. I'm very clear in the description of the video that this is not a let's watch of sorts. This is a commentary. And people just thumbs down it. It annoys me. It makes me feel like I'm cheating them somehow, even though I'm being so fucking clear about this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a countdown. And you hit play when I hit play. And there's going to be a time code on the screen. And you sync that shit up. And you should be good to go. So, without further ado... Oh, let me bring up... You know what? I always screw this up. I've done this like 10 times, and you'd think I'd have a method to my madness, but I really don't. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Alright. Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mortal Kombat! You cannot... You can't not bob your head to this. It's amazing. It is so 90s, too. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, we are good. All systems are go. We've already got fire and the dragon symbol and the fucking theme song. Somehow these flame effects are better than the ones in the Spawn movie that came out later. There is no... This movie has no pretensions. Hey, look at this. It starts off with a terrible green screen. The one thing I don't get about this... I guess this is the previous Mortal Kombat. Oh my god, it's a fight. We are 1 minute into this movie and we've already got a fight. Although it is an old man beating up a kid. You don't ask mercy from Shang Tsung, boy. Now, it is interesting to note this is young Shang Tsung. This movie cribs a little from Mortal Kombat 2. Even though it's ostensibly an adaptation of Mortal Kombat 1. Oh, 90s morphing technology. And here we go with Robin Shou. Again, everybody in this movie, except with the possible exception of Bridget Wilson, knows what movie they're in. Everybody camps it up. And Lou should really get a different color bulb for his room, because that green one ain't cutting it. Lui Kang, brother dead, returned home. Grandfather. You know, you can just tell how warm the family is. Hong Kong! Okay, here's your guns. And they've already mentioned Jax. Neither of these two actors will be back for the sequel. A bullet dodged. I don't think they fire the guns either. And I don't think that Kato had an Australian accent until this movie. I love they don't make any pretenses either that that eye is functional. He there's no indication that he's a cyborg. It's just sort of an elaborate eye patch. Especially her pussy. See, again, that to me shows more. First off, he's twitching like this. He's twitching like Rocket Raccoon trying to wink. Also, why the hell is Sonya and Jax beating the piss out of these ravers? And also, this guy just fired into a random crowd. Okay, so they did shoot their gun too. This soundtrack is pretty good too. Again, it knows what it's doing. Oh, he was wearing a vest. I'm not sure why this scenario would even exist. Even in a movie setting. Again, though, video game Johnny Cage is an actor. Sonya is special forces. Liu Kang is a young Shaolin. Everybody is exactly who they're supposed to fucking be. This poor bastard. He's got to sell for Johnny Cage. And he's a prima donna asshole. And could this guy look more like Spielberg if Spielberg's doing a Johnny Cage movie? Yeah, look at that cover. Hi, Johnny. He sounds like Liberace. Has there ever been an action star in any genre who was like accused of not being the act? Like, it would be like accusing Mark Hamill of not being able to use the Force. Also, the insinuation is that Shang Tsung killed his mentor because in this, uh, apparently he needs to eat their souls to transform into them. I think. China. This is a pretty boat. Now it is interesting that in Mortal Kombat 1 and 2, Liu Kang was very much a Bruce Lee stereotype. You know, from the moves and the vocalizations. But in Mortal Kombat 3, Robin Shou actually plays Liu Kang. So Liu Kang got his mullet. Not that I have anything against mullets. Yep, you're standing in his bloodstain. So Shang Tsung just straight up murdered his brother outside the tournament? Isn't that breaking the rules? Although right now he doesn't believe in anything. Oh, you're late for the child whipping. Yeah, we're not just gonna let you do it. It's so fucking true. He doesn't believe this shit for an instant. Oh, the timer didn't reset. I am gonna have to reset that real quick. Just 1 second while they bow and plead to Lord Rayden. Oh, it might be. That's for sure. Okay, we're back on. Sorry about that. I fucked up. I'm glad I noticed at least. Didn't even need to use lightning powers, by the way. That is a damn good point, Rayden. Yeah, but the tournament's invitation only. You can't get in without a... Oh, never mind. No, this is the first movie, not the... That's Mortal Kombat Armageddon. This is the first Mortal Kombat. This is the good one. That limo is going to be stripped down in a half an hour. Hey, that has my call time for my Scrubs audition. It's just random welder at midnight. He is such an American. How can you even hate him? My fake Oscars were in there. No, I can smell them. I forgot about the dragon ship's entrance here. Welcome to the Black Pearl. Kano has a real Uncle Frank from Hellraiser vibe in this movie. Way to emote, pal. Although he gets replaced by an American Gladiator in the next movie, so we can't cry too hard for Jax at this point. Liu Kang brought not even a change of clothes. Is she the only one that brought a gun? She just is pointing guns at people and asking where Kano is. Speaking of Hellraiser, damn, Bridget Wilson is hella beautiful in this movie. Sexism was kind of big in the 90s, wasn't it? And everybody in this movie, the costumes, no matter, again, this is like late Marvel, MCU Marvel. The costumes are goofy, but they're authentic. Sonya, that's why you shoot from far away. All right, this is a little controversial. Bad CG demon mouth. I love how they both get their own colored lightning when Rayden stops. He has villain pauses in his sentences. We find out that they're on the brink of winning the tournament, the 10 straight victories to invade Earthrealm. Why would Shang Tsung take the risk of getting disqualified? If he could go, he would have. I'm not a Highlander. You're the god of thunder. You imbeciles. He has a really weird Peter Lorre thing going on. Oh, master. This is a pretty big exposition dump. But it works because he keeps it pretty concise. Like, this whole scene is a little wordy for an action film, but it sets the stakes, it sets the players. And you need somebody who can pull off ridiculous lines like Christopher Lambert. Okay, this line. Wait for it. Bullshit. Mortal men and women defending your realm. You're hot, you're funny, and you're gonna win. Sorry, broke character. You're a little baby. You're a little chicken. Cheep, 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 cheep. We swear this is gonna look good in post, guys. Just trust us, okay? Roll meme time. Now it's interesting. We see later that that is the Emperor. So I'm guessing he's allowing passage back to. I'm not even sure where the island lies within the realms. I don't think it's in Edenia, and I don't think it's an Earth realm. It might be in neutral ground, so to speak. Hey, the Argoneth. Actually, yeah. Ironically, she's a beautiful blonde with a great body, too. How'd you guess? She is by far the weakest fighter in this film, by the way. When you see her fight, you know. Multiple trips, Johnny. Why are you littering? Rayden told you everything last night. You know, Big Trouble in Little China legends. We're gonna get into some of this. It's funny. This movie is really high on practical effects. Really terrible CG effects. And this obvious matte painting or miniature. Nah, that's a matte painting. This movie also has really decent set dressings too. Her disdain for Cage is palpable. Skeletor, what are you doing here? Oh no. Hello, nurse. I forgot. She's not a great fighter either. That they had the audacity to use that CG effect. um, anybody want roast intestines? Why they bring dinner in on a surfboard, I don't know. Hell, that guy looks more like Jax in the second movie than um the guy who plays Jax in this one. Even though they both kind of die like chumps, they get Sub-Zero and Scorpion pretty right in this movie. Roll credits. We'll get to Goro. There is a reason that, 25 years later, they're still using this actor to play Shang Tsung in Mortal Kombat 11. Because this is a pretty iconic performance. Wait, is dinner over? The original table flip, ladies and gentlemen. This poor jobber's like, yeah, I'm gonna kick Sub-Zero's ass. Sub-Zero's like, really? Who do you think you're impressing with this display? Oh, the CG in this movie is so bad. This movie didn't have much of a budget, though. Oh, man just got shattered and died. It's funny because it's true. Really, Sonya? He lost you? Mansplaining. They never put railings on these chasm spanning pathways. Cora just wanders around growling. Hey, Sonya, you can't have it both ways. You're either. Oh, I forgot to take my glasses off. I shouldn't be watching this with my glasses on. Sure you do, Kano. Like he knows who his father is. The candle budget on this island. What kind of animal is that you're eating? That's a pretty goddamn good puppet. That's a good point, Kano. You're talking to a four-armed demon. I've drawn Goro before. It is hard to make those arms fit anatomically. Like, his torso's just way too long in this. But the puppetry is really good. It's a good resume. Like, no CG. This is a practical effect. It's one of the reasons I like this movie. It's reputable. Any good villain needs to know how to roll his R's. Do these guys never have women? Kung Lao. Exposition bot. They're not listening, are they? Yeah. I think we've heard enough exposition. You're letting Johnny Cage lead you through this maze. Yeah, really. How ageist can you be, Johnny? So let me think. We haven't had much fighting in this one yet either. Predator? This is actually foreshadowing the Predator being in Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat 11. Kitana spit at me. It was gross. It was a Dilophosaurus. Which is why I'm going through these obviously undisturbed cobwebs. Cue the music. Isn't this against the rules too? You notice only one guy went for Sonya. That's a pretty good kick. You see the difference when you cast actual martial artists in your movie and Sonya? Her arm goes. You're gasping. Remember, Thunder God. I'll make you smell my my pajamas. Oh. Oh, again. Good line. So, Pennywise was killed by internet trolling, and now Dracula is a weakness to masculinity. Is that the BB? No, it's a Netflix one. It'll probably come up later. Be prepared. He points with two fingers. It's really weird. He looks familiar to me. I don't know why. Yeah, I could stick it in the dirt too. Just showing off. I'm getting Pelican vibes off of him from Nightbreed. Guys, you forgot your sticks. Oh, there we go. Again, pretty decent fights. Although I'm not a fan of slow-mo in fights like that. But at least when dude's got hair like that, you gotta show it off. It's weird. The one weird thing in this game, I mean, this movie, oof, that's a pretty fucking good kick, is that the humans don't have powers at all. Like, Liu Kang should be fucking... Wata! That's a pretty good kick right there. Okay, now here's the weird thing. Like, does everybody who gets beat get sucked up? Like, we're assuming this was an Outworld fighter. It's actually a pretty good effect. I'm not gonna lie. Boy, you are getting auto-botted off the scales tonight, Dennis. They fucking... Did they really gender swap Van Helsing? God, that pisses me off. I will say, if they go for, like, a weird love interest thing, although Buffy did that already, so why bother? Shang Tsung, she's just not into you. And stop pointing with two fingers. It's fucking weird. There is an amazing thing we're going to get into. By the way, she gets her ass kicked in this fight. Nice crotch shot. Look at the manscaped chest hair. He's got Zangief's chest hair. That's a good cut, Sonya. Sonya, that's not how you throw a punch. I wonder if she went through any training in this. That wasn't a terrible kick. Maybe I've been a little... Oof. This is good Sonya ass-kicking music. Oh! That's a pretty brutal fucking kick. I don't know. The bot's flagging a bunch of shit. Twitch just went through a major overhaul. By the way, the amount of breast tape keeping her boobs in that top when she's upside down. Ew, he's drooling on her leg. I wonder if that's really her leg. You got flagged for killing Americans in that one post, like, but you were just describing what happened, and whatever. That's it. I don't have a bot. I don't understand why there's a bot on my channel. And that one was for asshole British. Go fig. This is probably the best fight in the movie. And the scenery, everything looks unique in this movie. Every set piece. Fan service out the ass. Even if this is ridiculous. I don't know who thought this would be a good idea. You didn't need this. Although, I mean, it is kind of iconic. Everybody knows this fucking thing. All Scorpion had to do was take 2 steps forward, by the way. when your demonic harpoon and harpoon is that stupid. Now, they did give Johnny Cage a bit of a shadow kick there. Give the devil a due. So I guess Scorpion drags him down to the Nether Realm? Uh, okay. This is a good set for a fight, though. The finish of this is a little ridiculous, but the fight itself is pretty fucking good. Surprise. Like, this is a brutal fight. It is funny, though, that nobody's around to watch it. Like, it's not... It's... Okay, that's a little cheesy, but it's still pretty good. Oof. Oh, there's a lot of hitting in this fight. It's just stomping the piss out of it. He's stomping a mud hole in him, King. This is a rough flip. That's some wire work. Good metal song for this, too. They just go at it in this fight. It's fucking good. They like that double drop kick. Okay, Scorpion fell for that. By the way, I don't think this is the actor who plays Johnny Cage, and this really defies the laws of physics. This was something I always wanted him to give Scorpion a diagonal up harpoon in the game and say get down here. Might have been a little OP though. Yeah, I got bone dust in my hair. This fight's about to get cheesy, but uh-oh, here we go. Spawn level CG coming up. Even his outfit morphs. My head's on fire, but I'm okay. And a ninja didn't avoid that attack. So this finish is cheesy as fuck. Oh, and he bleeds lava too. I love the hand. And they managed to put in a friendship, and that's fucking awesome. And it makes no sense, but it's fucking great. Oh yeah, the Kano thing. But I think I explained when he came out. I think it was meant to be like an eye patch, like an accessory, not like a cybernetic. I don't know why Liu Kang has to fight like everybody. It's double finger point again. Stop it, Shang Tsung. I don't remember this fight. I remember them talking during it and it being kind of very parry heavy. Why they didn't give her fans, I don't know. Everything else about this is very, very spot on when it comes to the games. This chick actually looks a little like Gal Gadot. Not as good a fighter though. Her moves are very slow. What the hell are you talking about, lady? By the way, nobody wins this fight. Mm. Fuck you, Shang Tsung. I'm the Emperor's adopted daughter. The finish to this is cheesy as fuck too. This is nowhere near as good a fight as Sub Zero and Scorpion and Johnny Cage. Rayden's made of electricity. Can he drink water? I mean, doesn't that? That's conductive. I do like the. I mean, the hooded, robed guys from Mortal Kombat 2 are all over this movie. Like, they know their source material. He walks down those stairs kind of funny. Like, got meat slapper sound effects going on. It is interesting though that Sub Zero doesn't like. I know special effects are expensive. Sub Zero doesn't use his ice powers until the end, to his detriment. It would have been nice to just see one. Lou, why are you punching the air? You're being silly. Now, I recently learned that's Francois Petit, who was like the trainer for the WWF throughout the entire Attitude Era. Ronda Rousey played Sonya in Mortal Kombat 11. Not well. Even though she was my main for the early. I don't even own Mortal Kombat 11 anymore. I mained her for a while, though. She was super damaging. Can you read my thoughts? This makes zero sense and is stupid as fuck. As much as I hate the end of the Scorpion fight, this is so much worse. It's just terrible. Oh, that's terrible. That might be the low point of this movie. All of my other underlings are dead. How did that chubby bastard get into Mortal Kombat? Also, how many people came from Earthrealm? They didn't bring 20 fighters. Oh no. It's Goose. Everybody acts surprised like they weren't expecting him. This is a good shot, though. Also, Johnny Cage and them act like they're friends. None of them thought to warn this poor bastard about the four-armed gargantuan that he was going to have to fight. The puppet is a little slow when it actually tries to fight. I'm not going to lie. Get him a body bag! A stick and move. I also like that this is kind of a lumberjack match where everybody's shoving you off the ropes. These days, the Goro would be a CG fucking mess. I mean, look, the puppet isn't the best ever, but for the time, it's pretty fucking good. Yeah, no, Ronda was not a very good Mike. Get out. I love how they're trying to give him advice. These guys are gonna kiss soon. The puppet went cross-eyed. He went, This is from the game. You used to go, oh no! And he'd go, kaboosh, 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 kaboosh. In this, I think he just double axe handles him. Oof. That's a really good shot. I'm not even sure. That's got to be a composite shot. That's a damn good shot for this film. Sonya, why do you give a fuck? This music is also so fucking video gamey. It's like the Turtles in Time soundtrack. Well, even though you didn't sign up for it. I love that. That's such a good pose. He's holding him up with his upper arms and he with his lower. Whee! And back in Frank Frazetta's rec room. Which is, he already beat Demon Skull Ninja, and he already beat Freeze Pop Ninja. No. We are at the 101:17 mark, and Rayden is doing character studies. Goro just beat up their friend, and Shang Tsung stole his soul. Personal space, Rayden. She is doing some serious eyebrow acting right there. I don't give a shit. Rayden's getting heavy. but he probably won't. Now, ordinarily you'd be like, oh, the lightning is listening to the conversation and knows when to flare, but he's the god of lightning, so he can probably do that for effect. Shang Tsung practices. I mean, Liu Kang practices the crane technique. Which Mortal Kombat TV series? The one that followed Kung Lao, like in the early days of Edenia? Because there was the cartoon, which was atrocious. Then there was the live action one that was kind of like Hercules, The Legendary Journeys, which wasn't terrible. And then there was the web series, which was actually pretty good. But yeah, I've seen them all. Acting? Totally. Really, seriously. Mansplaining a bit. Sexist, egotistical, lying, hypocritical bigot. And again, unlike Street Fighter, this is a character beat. They're not afraid to do character beats. Yeah, I was a little pissed off that the web series didn't get a full series. I thought it was a good take. You're all gonna die. Oh, Johnny, don't agree to this. Rayden is the king of the 1 second too late entrance. Yeah, I was we just watched Street Fighter. It wasn't as bad as I remembered it. It's not good, but it's not like awful. That's a little awful. And I believe that Ken in that movie was the one of the Double Dragon guys. Oh, Annihilation is terrible. I love how Raiden thinks that, oh, he decides to face Goro on his own terms, and that's a good thing. And if this tournament had any rules whatsoever, or if this is one of the matches that took place in an actual ring, Johnny be fucked. There's a lot of variables that go into this fight. Once again, I'll say that puppet is solid work, especially for this film's budget. These two imbeciles do nothing but follow Goro around and scream at each other. Yeah, Goro, yeah! Annihilation might be one of the worst movies I've ever seen. That's saying something. I've seen The Room multiple times. I love how he crushes his sunglasses and goes, oh. I'll tell you something else. This movie moves a lot faster than Street Fighter did. the the articulation of the mouth is really solid too. All right, this is the most Johnny Cage moment of all Johnny Cage moments. This is a Wolfman's Got Nards moment. I told you to wear a cup. I'm alright. I'm okay. There's his groupies again. Alright. Take your time. Thank you for hanging out. Okay. His plan is to. His plan is very Ric Flair inspired, in that he punches him in the nuts and runs away onto a green screen. And then he acts like he didn't plan this. Poor Goro actually has tears in his eyes from getting punched in the balls. That's a pretty fucking good line, too. That is a pretty goddamn good shot. That's a terrible shot. But that flip, the puppet flip, call back to his introduction, and a fall into a green mess. We knew this would end up with somebody dragging Sonya away by the hair. In the blob. I love how his wig has like twigs and shit in it. You've already surpassed me. How does Reptile get to Outworld? Is there a little cubbyhole? Sure, we'll just take this dune sandworm tunnel to Outworld. He's got leaves and shit in his hair. And please shut up. Now I imagine this is a miniature. That's CG. And there was an obvious alien chestburster. Wait till you see how much you hate it in the sequel. Oh, that's right. Johnny's got some okay lines in this movie. Now, again, this is very odd. This would have been cool as a 2-on-1 fight, even though it's kind of cool. Oh, Reptile. And I'm not sure. Okay, this is just bizarre. Like, do these statues do this to anybody? Are they just waiting for someone to stumble into their chest hole? To be fair, though, how do you get Reptile into this movie? This isn't terrible. And they do love their CG morphs. But I still think this would have been a better 2-on-1 fight, Reptile versus Johnny and Lou. Because Johnny just is taking a piss or something during this fight. Although, this gives you a really good fan service move. Damn, this is a good tune, too. And, like, Reptile's pissed. They even give him the Reptile. No, no, I got no problem with the actor. But I don't know where he is during this fight. Like, Lou gets his ass kicked in this fight. But, and the one thing I will say, with as much fan service in this movie, the fact that you don't get a gobble 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 when he does this finishing move. That's not a bad gag. That's a terrible Huracanrana. There's a lot of physical tossing around in this. It's no other fight in this movie is like this one. But like most of the fights in this movie, has a very goofy finish. And Lou is pissed. That is the walk of a man who gives zero shits. We're almost there. Uh-oh. And here it comes. Biggest missed opportunity in movie history. But look, I get it. This movie's supposed to be goofy. How they didn't go, wouldn't it have broken the tension in a movie filled with fan service? Oh, and Lou straight up murders this poor motherfucker. Oh, it was Oogie Boogie all along. How to murder. Okay. Oh, you too, Johnny. This will all be explained in the next movie. Terribly. I can't believe how much Gal Gadot vibes I'm getting off of Katana. I love Johnny might as well not even be here. She's only talking to Liu Kang. It's all about how he has to face his fears. And considering the fate that awaits Johnny in the first 30 seconds of the next movie, Oh my god, I forgot about Bridget Wilson's music video outfit. Hey, you on the left. You're supposed to have your head down. We can see your face. Oh, forget it. Keep the take. Again, though, these guys were all over Mortal Kombat too. The Outworld monk sorcerer dudes. It'd be funnier if they were floating. I can't believe I forgot that leather fucking skirt and teased. Who the fuck teased her hair like this in Outworld? And why? What was so wrong with her old outfit? It wasn't hoary enough? Like, that's an odd choice. Especially in this. If you weren't playing his game, you wouldn't be dressed like that, Sonya. My Wesley will come for me. And put her in even more ridiculous outfit. When did they have time to do this? The only problem I have with Adam's Family Values is it's almost a remake of the first one. Somebody's trying to get the fortune, so they use Fester to do it. Any movie with Christina Ricci is all right with me. Look, I will challenge anybody, just not Liu Kang, okay? I don't even know if Kitana was fighting for Outworld. Yeah, you'll fight me and my nipples. Debbie was funny. Debbie was what's her face from Toys with Robin Williams. I can't remember her name. I was always a Shang main. When I was tournament level Mortal Kombat and MK2, I would fuck people up and kill them with their own fatalities. I even managed to get the Kintaro fatality off once on a person. Johnny, you're scum. Yeah, cue the music. Test your might. Shang Tsung wasn't a young dude either at this point. He was probably in his 40s. By music, Hong Kong legend. Ooh! Well, that rang Shang Tsung's bell. The MK song was so fucking perfect, lightning in a bottle, early 90s. Just everything, it encapsulated everything you wanted about Mortal Kombat. You made me bleed my own blood. Okay, while he's doing this, I don't know why you don't just kick him in the face. It would have been cool if they did a soul well. All Katana does in this is remind Liu of his trial obligations. And if he's got 1,000 souls in there, he can just summon like Palpatine clone bodies. I don't know why he doesn't. I don't know if that was supposed to be Bo Rai Cho or not. Is this legal? Can we get a ruling on this? B movies? Oh God, yeah. I live on Godzilla. Plus, I grew up in the '80s and loved horror. I have seen some terrible movies in my day. This whole series is kind of celebrating those sort of movies. Although I tend to do my favorites. Much as I shit on Street Fighter, I still like that movie. I don't like it as a piece of film, but it's goofy. To me, as long as a movie's goofy and I'm entertained, I don't really give a shit about anything else. Like, this movie's ludicrous, but it's fucking fun. You keep saying that, Shang Tsung? I'm starting not to believe you. This would have been a cool time to do a mirror match, have him transform into Liu Kang. I think the budget caught up with this movie. Yes, Puppet Master was terrible. There's been like 6 of them. They just released the Puppet Master, The Littlest Reich, I think, is like a Fangoria made movie. I don't get why people fall for this shit. You know the sorcerer's got the soul of your brother. Why do you think? Why would you let your guard down? Like, if Shang Tsung turned into my mom, I would know it's not my mom. I would belt him in his face. God, when was the last Hellraiser I watched? I think I gave up when they stopped using Doug Bradley. I didn't see 6. I might have stopped at Bloodlines. I did Hellraiser and Hellraiser 2 and unnecessary commentary. Bitch, you know what? It Chapter 2 stole this scene. Lou, drown that little shit. It was his little brother, too. It Chapter 2 fucking stole this scene. Just when you thought that movie couldn't be any worse. Lou, point with 2 fingers. I do like, too, that they managed to sneak a pit fatality into this movie. It doesn't matter if you win, it's how cool you look. Mind you, Shang Tsung has used every trick in his arsenal to beat Liu Kang. This is like a football player that scores a touchdown when they're down by 40 points doing a dance in the end zone. Oh, that was in the extended Mortal Kombat song. I'm trying to remember if there's... I forgot about this, too. Jesus Christ. Ooh, the burn. The Liu Kang burn. Oof. Whoa, there was a door there? There's your money shot. There's your trailer shot. Now, if I remember right, oof, that's a good sell of that kick. Full Moon Productions, not that I know of. Yo, he is Karate Kid 2 hammer punching this motherfucker. Now, does he get fire? Do I remember that? Yeah, he does. Okay. Much like Street Fighter, they threw a little nod to his video game move repertoire. Should have said fatality. Again, missed opportunity. Look what you did, Liu Kang. Now, I don't know if you see art flying around in here, which you should. I mean, it was the last one sucked in, right? This is a song called Halcyon Anon. I used to play. This is like an 8-minute song though. It's so fucking long, and it takes like 4 minutes to get to the good part. It'd be so funny if it's like, "You're still Shang Tsung." Does this predate Ghost? This is like the end of Ghost. Look at all the guys. Some of the guys. Oh, these are all the guys he fought are in the fountain. Okay, that does make sense. I never caught that before. Okay, time to get me some 10,000-year-olds piece of ass. I like how they just walk him on the spikes. Sonya's barefoot. Technically, Katana was home. Ugh. They found her a burlap sack to cover her up in. Man, when you can't get Christopher Lambert to be in your fucking sequel, I think the only one that came back was Robin Shu and Katana. I don't even know if it was the same Johnny Cage because he only lasts like 10 seconds. It's a terrible green screen. I forgot. Shao Kahn doesn't collect souls. That's a little weird. But he does say you weak, pathetic fools. Paul Anderson. How did I forget that he directed this? No wonder it's not a piece of shit. I don't know if I've seen that Cinemassacre skit. I might have. I might have forgotten it. Oh, well, that would do it. Paul Anderson may be the most hit or miss director I know. Because I really like some of his work and I really hate some of his work. Wait a minute. Am I confusing? That's not Paul W.S. Anderson though, right? Those are two different dudes, I think. I'd have to check. Because when we do Event Horizon, Liu Kang, Rayden, Johnny Cage, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Sonya. I'm telling you, as a like, I was what 18 when Mortal Kombat came out. I think in '91. You couldn't get away from this song. You couldn't. Death Becomes Her is a very good movie. The special effects don't hold up as well as you'd like, but for the time they were fucking groundbreaking. And that is despite having Bruce Willis in it. But it has Goldie Hawn in it, so it's, ironically, I'm like, Meryl Streep? Death Becomes Her is a very weird, it's almost like a Tim Burton-esque movie. It's really dark. I'm just looking to see if I recognize anyone in this production. You cannot. If this song is on, you have to bop. It's amazing. I remember before the movie came out, there was a Mortal Kombat soundtrack disc that had like 7 tracks, and this was the one. And then it had just weird remixes of the Mortal Kombat music, which Mortal Kombat 1 has very sparse music. It's that, the one gong, bong, boo 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 boo. Oh my god, that's right. Nine Inch Nails did a song for this. Or is it, wait, not, is it Nine Inch Nails? Yeah. I'll have to check. This had a pretty fucking good soundtrack. If Looks Could Kill, yeah. Yeah, Paul Thomas and Paul W. Or no, Paul Thomas and Paul W.S. Anderson, right? Yeah. I don't need this poison. But this is up there, like, God, The Crow had an amazing soundtrack. Just when you were miserable, the Crow soundtrack was just it was just fucking salve. This soundtrack was a driving soundtrack. It was like a soundtrack to Initial D. Except for that Lui Kang and on song. I want to look at the soundtrack listing. Yeah, I definitely got Paul Thomas and Paul W.S. Anderson mixed up. It's funny, I don't recognize anyone on the practical effects side. So they must have been either a really green crew or a really cheap crew. And if that, either way, they pulled off some seriously good stuff. I'm trying to remember. Like, this is 95. The digital effects shouldn't be that bad. I'm trying to think of what. Like, this is two. Is this a year after Jurassic Park? Am I remembering this right? Or 2? Yeah, you do hear that. That's a jock jam. Yes, thank you. I can I know my Japanese games. Alec Gillis. That name does sound familiar. I'm trying to think if he was an old school guy, Dark Crystal guy. I don't remember off the top of my head. He might have been a Henson guy. Either way, they obviously didn't have a ton of money for this, and that puppet is really solid. Yeah, you're right. Reznor does do a lot of soundtracks. You know, I was just thinking, if I do Godzilla, King of the Monsters, no, Godzilla next week, then King of the Monsters would be the week after, which is the week in between, which would be the Sunday before the Super Bowl. So that would work out. Holy shit! Featured score guitarist Buckethead. Could that possibly be Buckethead? Buckethead? Wow, I'm gonna have to look that up. If so, that's pretty fucking amazing. Jesus Christ, how young? How old is that dude? This fucking movie's 25 years old. One of these nights we're gonna do an animated one. Animated. We're gonna have to do like Transformers the movie and like Secret of Nim and some other good ones. I would love to just sit here and talk about Transformers for an hour and a half. Sing along to "You Got the Touch" and "Dare" and get my fucking get a copyright strike from YouTube because of it. Yeah, storytellers. Yeah, isn't that amazing that Lawnmower Man and Jurassic Park came out the same fucking year? Access denied, access denied, access denied, access denied, access denied. A back door. Oh. That movie is so fucking bad. Especially when you realize that the Stephen King story that they took the name from is about a satyr, like a goat haired guy cutting lawn. Remember back in the 90s when they used to take film clips and put it into your generic bop music? Shame on you, Buena Vista Imaging. I haven't seen any soundtrack stuff yet, though, but it's usually the last thing. This is actually a decent amount of credits for a movie from the 90s. Jurassic Park holding up is obscene. But Jurassic Park holds up a lot because the physical puppets are so matched up to the actual CG. Can't happen here. Stabbing westward. Stabbing westward. A lot of stabbing westward. Fear Factory. KMFDM again. Napalm Death. Orbital. Halcyon and on. Tracy Lords? What? Tracy Lords has a song on this? Oh, come on. Acclaim doesn't need credits on here. Play Mortal Kombat 3 at arcades, so this did come out post MK3. Snake and Insect action was monitored by the American Humane Association, which commends the filmmaker for the responsible treatment of even the smallest creatures. Danny Westerberg for his dedication and contribution to the motion picture industry. No clue. Oh my god, the characters and incidents are fictional. Bullshit. Yeah, 95? 95? Yeah, 95. There was an after credits on Street Fighter. Nope, just a bunch of sound clips. Do you know, I have been thinking, and that's the end of the movie. I have been thinking of doing a series of me watching. This would be a YouTube series though, because I'd have to edit the shit out of them to beat the copyright. But where I would actually show the cartoon on screen, because I'm seeing a lot of people doing reactions and they just like flip the video. And what I would do, which I'm probably going to experiment with, I might even do it this week, if depends on how much work I have. Hardy har har. Is to do the '70s Godzilla cartoon and just watch a couple episodes and then edit them up and see if YouTube strikes me down with all of their hatred. Just to see, because I would love to do the Dragon Slayer cartoon or Wheeled Warriors, the Godzilla cartoon, Thunder the Barbarian, the D&D cartoon, Transformers, G.I. Joe, anything from my youth. It's just a matter of getting up. I've been super depressed lately, so I've been having a real hard time getting anything creative done lately. But I've been coming out of it. So, um, as far as unnecessary commentary goes, we will probably next Sunday be doing Godzilla, 2014 Gareth Edwards Godzilla, because I have a lot to say about that. And then after the week after that, we're probably gonna do King of the Monsters, because I have a lot to say about that too. I can't shut the fuck up. Other than that, we'll keep going on Final Fantasy VII. I bought Odalis, which is an 8-bit Castlevania type game. That's pretty good. Might run through that. We got shit to do. Final Fantasy VII is gonna keep rolling. I don't see any end in sight for that. And God, I pre-ordered 4 games for the beginning of the year at GameStop this weekend. So Final Fantasy VII, Resident Evil 3. What were the other 2? Avengers and something else. But everything comes out within weeks of each other. It's fucking ridiculous. So that was Mortal Kombat. Back on track. ADD got nothing on me. Thank you for watching, guys. I appreciate it. And this will be up on YouTube along with everything else I do on MSD3KNJ. Other than that, I will tweet whenever the hell I'm going to do Final Fantasy, and we'll do Godzilla next Sunday. So if you have a copy of Godzilla, or you can stream it, feel free to join. Other than that, I appreciate it as always. Thank you for watching. It's always fun doing these with people watching. So thank you very much, and we will see you next time. Peace!